Good morning ma, welcome to Alpha Online Education, Commerce Theory part for the second year's English medium. The chapter that we are dealing with, that is the 10th chapter, Functions of Management. We have discussed in the previous section, previous sessions, about the 9th chapter, that is Principles of Management. In the 10th chapter we are going to discuss about the functions of management. This is the first session of this chapter. So let us start what is the functions of the management. So there are the number of functions of the management which we will discuss in detail, each and every one, each and every topic. First, meaning and steps of planning. So what is here means, in the management has to prepare certain functions. Based on that functions, the management can achieve the ultimate goal of the organization. Means the whole goal of the organization can be achieved by certain functions of the management. That is, first one is planning, which we are going to discuss now in this session, and next one is organizing, and next one is staffing, and next is directing, and the final, that is controlling. These five are the most important functions of management. Now we are going to discuss about the first function, that is the planning. So planning is decided in advance what to do. Yes, planning means it is done in advance. It is an activity which is done in advance. It is the first step of functions of management. It involves what to do, deciding in advance what to do, okay, what we have to do, how we have to do, okay, what we have to do and how we have to do. It is one of the basic management function. Means basic means the first. So number one, the first management function, that is planning. Planning involves setting objectives. So what the planning involves? It involves setting objectives and developing appropriate course of actions. Means developing appropriate course of action means developing appropriate means correct, okay, developing correct actions, okay, setting the objectives, okay, and creating some of the planning, how those objectives can be achieved by implementing that plan into action, by implementing those plans into actions for achieving these objectives. So the planning involves the first step, that is setting the objectives, and afterwards preparing how to do, when to do, what to do, that and implementing that into an action. By that they can achieve the objectives, what they have set the objectives, there can be achieved. Objectives provide direction for all managerial decisions and actions. So based on the objectives only, the manager will take the decisions and prepare the actions. On the basis of objectives only, the manager will take the decisions and prepare the actions, okay. Planning provides a rational approach for achieving predetermined objectives. Predetermined objectives means predetermined అంటే ముందుగానే అనుకున్న, ఓకే, ముందుగానే అంచనా వేసినవి, ముందుగానే ఊహించినవి. సో predetermined objectives. First only we have determined the objectives, what will be our objective. For example, our objective is to increase the sales, then that is our objective. We have to predetermining that our sales has to be increased in some crores. So that is predetermined. ముందుగానే అంచనా వేసుకుంటున్నాం ఎంత సేల్స్ పెంచాలి అనేది. So that is the objective, and that objective we will start working towards that objective. How to achieve that objective, for that planning is necessary. Planning ni ఇంకొక విధంగా కూడా పిలుస్తారు, strategy అంటారు, okay, strategy. So don't get confused in exam. In case planning place లో strategy ని ఇస్తే మేడం చెప్పలేదని చెప్పకండి, because planning, strategy both are equal. Steps in planning. What are the steps involved in planning? Let us see. Determination of each department. So it determined the objectives of each department and whole organization. So the planning, the manager first determined the objectives of each department, and afterwards the whole organization, what are their objectives and how we have to achieve that objectives. Now laying down policies to be followed. Now they prepare some policies, okay, which are in the favor of the objectives, which are easy to achieve those objectives. Those policies are laid down. Next, in the third step, laying down standards of performance and procedures. So how they have to perform, employees how they have to perform, and in what procedure they have to perform. The type of standards means procedure, complete procedure they have to be laid down. The manager will lay down the standards of performance and procedure. Preparation of the budget. How much will be the budget? How much will be the expenditure will be takes place while implementing those plan into action? What will be the budget, okay, of for each department or for the whole organization? What will be the sales budget? What will be the cash budget? What will be the material budget, etc. Means manufacturing budget, purchasing budget, what it will be. So complete planning steps, these all are the steps. First they will determine the each department objective, and afterwards whole organization objective, and afterwards they lay down the policies, and afterwards they will prepare the standards for the performance and the procedure of the procedures by which we can achieve the objectives, and afterwards they will estimate the budget. So this is about the introduction, means meaning and steps of the planning. Now let us move on to the importance of planning. What are the importance of planning? Why planning is necessary in the management? So focus on objective. For achieving the objectives, good plan is required. Planning compels the manager to consider the future and make them to recognize the needs for correct and extending the plans. So what the planning will do, it will focus on the objectives. We will prepare plan in order to achieve the objectives. So that's why it will completely focus on objectives. Whatever the objectives, on that it will be focused. So when we are preparing the plan should be good plan. If there is a good plan, then only we can achieve the objectives easily without any difficulties. And also we have to recognize the need for correct and extending the plan. So we have to, while extending the plan, we have to determine whether it is a need to extend the plan. Extend means vistarinchadam. In order, it is necessary to extend the plan or it is not necessary. Whether the plan which we are extending, it is correct or not. 1 to 10 times the manager should have to think. After that he has to start preparing that plan. Economical operation. So as the planning involved budget, okay, they have to determine the budget. What will be the budget, how much amount is required. After preparing the plan, when they are coming to the execution, means when the time for implementing, what will be the expenditure, that everything. Economical operation. Planning is an economical operation. It is preparing a plan for the economical thing, that is the business. Business is an economical activity, right? It decide in advance what is to be done. In advance we are deciding what is to be done, who is to be done, who will do that, how is to be done, and when is to be done. The planning involve what is to be done, who is to be done, how is to be done, and when is to be done. Decisions are made on the basis of facts and considered estimates. So decisions, whatever the decisions are there, the decisions are taken on the basis of the facts. Facts means truth, reality. Based on the facts and considered estimates, they will estimate what will be the expenditure, what will be the budget required for the plan. Okay, that is completely done in the second stage, that is economical operation stage. Next, reducing uncertainties and changes. By implementing the plans, we can reduce uncertainty and changes. Uncertainties means we can't estimate the uncertainties. Okay, we can't estimate the changes which are going to be happened in the dynamic environment. See, this complete management means management will be in the business. So in the business in the society that is in the dynamic environment, we can't know what will be happened at the what time. An enterprise work in a dynamic world, the future is uncertain. So the enterprise in a dynamic world, so that's why the future is uncertain. Planning enable the enterprise to meet the uncertain and changing conditions in the future. So with the planning, they can attend whatever the uncertainties arise, whatever the changes arise, they can attend it by making an appropriate correct planning. This helps the growth of the enterprise. It will help for the growth and for the survival of the enterprise. Without the planning, nothing is possible. For your examination also, you have to prepare a plan. What you have to study, what are the easy subjects for you, what are the difficult subjects for you. The easy subjects you can spend less time, on the hard subjects you can spend more time. So that is also a planning. Without planning, we can't achieve any objective. Without planning, we can't achieve any target or any goal. Yes, facilitates control. Planning helps the manager to determine the work in advance. So manager can determine the work in advance, how the work will be done in advance. He can determine. After that, when the work is performed, the actual performance, what the work is actually performed, that is compared with the estimated result. If they are estimating the result of 10,000 units of excess production, 10,000 units of excess production they are estimating, but the actual performance that only 5,000 units are produced, then 5,000 units are not produced, means whatever that estimation is there, that is not completely successfully reach the target. So there is certain drawback in the planning. So what I am saying is, if they estimated 10,000 units of production, but that is estimated 10,000 units, but actually they performed only 5,000 units of production. So how much the difference will be? 5,000 units. Now what is the reason for the not achieving the 5,000 units extra? Means there is something mistake is done in the planning. So facilitate the control. By that they can make the control of certain things. So that's why the planning is necessary in order to determine the actual performance with the estimated results. Estimated means predetermined. Mundugane anchana vesina results ni actual ga perform chesina dantoti compare chesi chuste adi excess vaste it's a good plan, తక్కువ వస్తే ఇట్స్ ఎ బ్యాడ్ ప్లాన్. ఇప్పుడు మీరు కూడా ప్లానింగ్ చేసుకుంటారు ఇది సబ్జెక్ట్ ఇట్లా చదవాలని. వెన్ యూ గెట్ ద రిజల్ట్స్, మీరు అనుకున్నట్టు రిజల్ట్స్ వస్తే దానికన్నా ఎక్కువ వస్తే ఇట్స్ ఎ గుడ్ ప్లాన్. నెక్స్ట్ ఇయర్ కూడా అదే ఇంప్లిమెంట్ చేస్తారు. ఇఫ్ యూ ఆర్ నాట్ గెటింగ్ గుడ్ మార్క్స్ బై దట్ ప్లాన్, యూ విల్ చేంజ్ ద ప్లాన్. యూ విల్ మేక్ చేంజెస్ వేర్ దేర్ ఈజ్ వేర్ యూ ఆర్ ఫెయిల్. Okay, you will make certain changes in the plan. So that is about the importance of planning. Let us focus on the futures of planning. Planning is an intellectual process. Intellectual means a single human being process. Okay, the manager has to get relevant facts. The manager should have to he has to collect the facts, organize them and use them to how best the objectives of the organization can be attained. So the first the manager should have to bring all the facts. Okay, after seeing all the facts, he has to organize them, he has to arrange them and use them in a systematic manner so that they can achieve the objectives easily without attending to any kind of difficulties. They can achieve the objectives easily. In thinking of the objectives, the manager go through the intellectual process. Intellectual means he will go for a deep study, deep thinking. Yes, intellectually means single person will going into a deep study, deep understanding about the facts what are available to him. Okay, next, planning is a goal oriented. Unnecessary, no one will prepare the plan. Yes, by wasting the time, if we prepare the plan unnecessary, it is a waste of time. That's it. So the plan is always prepared to achieve certain goals. It follows that every plan must contribute in some positive way to accomplish a group of objectives. So every plan is prepared in some positive way. Okay, in order to achieve some positive result, we will prepare the plan and also we will achieve the group objectives. Whatever in organization, we have the group objectives. Yes, team objectives. Yes, those things we can achieve only by appropriate planning. Appropriate means by the correct planning and by setting appropriate correct goals. Okay, you have to set correct goals. Yes, next, planning is a primary function of management. Yes, it is the first step of functions of management. The other functions of the management can be performed only after the manager has done necessary planning. So the remaining functions, whatever is there, that can be performed only after performing the planning. Only after performing the function of the planning, the manager can perform organizing, after staffing, after directing, and afterwards last controlling. So planning is the first primary function of management. Planning is directed towards efficiency. A plan is a course of action that shows a promise of optimizing returns. Optimizing means good returns. Okay, at the minimum expenditure of input. With minimum expenditure, maximum output. Maximum output means maximum returns. Optimizing returns means good returns. Very less expenditure, but the returns will be very good returns. That type of planning should be done. Planning is directed towards efficiency. How effectively, how good the resources, which are very scarce resources, how they have to use that resources and how they have to achieve goals with that resources. For that everything, the correct planning is required. Without the planning, nothing is possible. In order to achieve goals, objectives, targets of the business organization, planning is the first function for the management. After that only the other functions can be performed. So in the next session, in the second session, we are going to discuss about the limitations of planning, means disadvantages of planning. Yes.